Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video. I've just beat Final Fantasy 15's demo. Bear in mind it's a demo, you know what I mean? I'm not beating the full game. But I'm just going to give my thoughts on it, you know what I mean? Because I've put on Twitter a few things, obviously check me out, as you can see in the top left, I think, is there. But it's going to be a shorter video because I don't know what to say, you know what I mean? Usually games, there's a load of positives and there's a load of negatives. Let's talk about them. Let's break them down. But there's there's no negatives to this game, and I know that sounds. Oh, here we go. Here's a Final Fantasy fanboy. You know what I mean? Here he is at it again. Do you know what I mean? But I don't like Final Fantasy. Do you know what I mean? I played Final Fantasy 7, Type O, and Final Fantasy X/X2, the remaster thing on the PlayStation 4. Every single one of them gave me headaches. So I never really played them. Do you know what I mean? So for me, this is not coming from I grew up on Final Fantasy. It's what I know, you know what I mean, and I'm just accepting anything. No, this is simply one of the greatest, one of the best games I've played in a long time. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just trying to think, The Last of Us probably. I know that's a big step because I've told you guys many a time. The Last of Us is, my opinion, the greatest game I've ever played. Obviously, we've had the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. I'm not counting that just because it's a remaster. The game came out before The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? And Bloodborne was great. And everything. I've loved this generation. A lot of people complain, we haven't had this, we ain't had that, PlayStation's not putting exclusives, Xbox ain't, everyone complains. That's life. But for me, I've loved this generation. I loved Dragon Quest Heroes, I loved Bloodborne, I loved just a ton of games, Infamous, just a ton of games that I've really enjoyed. This, hands down, is the most fun I've had in a game in years, probably. I'm going to be honest with you. And not that I don't enjoy gaming, it's just this, everything about this game, it nails. Visually, this is probably in the top 5 best looking games I've ever played. Now, The Order 1886, definitely up there. I mean, I'm going to put this here, even though you could say exposed, because I haven't actually played it, do you know what I mean? But Uncharted 4, let's be honest, no one's going to moan at that. We've seen the game, we know what it looks like, it's stunning. Trying to think what else, I guess Infamous maybe, you know what I mean? Rise, Summon of Rome is up there, but they're all linear games, do you know what I mean? I love linear games. I'm not an open world sort of guy, even though I've just told you 2 of my favourite games this generation, Dragon Quest Heroes and Bloodborne, are both open, well, they're not open world RPGs, but they're RPGs, so, but for me, this game just nails everything. Just look at how the character runs, just the level of detail. Now, not a lot of people will notice that. It's not a big thing, but the way the cape, not cape, what am I talking about? The hoodie, when it jumps, the air lifts it, and when you're running, the hood moves, and the way his hair moves, and just everything about it, and it's realistic to how I guess a boy, a younger child, you know what I mean? He's not an adult yet. You will play as an adult. And I love the 2 contrasting fight styles, You start out young and you fight like you're young. You're not fighting like a trained samurai warrior or whatever. And you're fighting with a toy sword and a rubber, as you'll see, a toy sword and a rubber hammer, And I love that sort of, what I'm trying to say, those weapons, and the way they fight as well, it's very realistic, and yeah, I just love it, I just love everything about this game. And again, like I say, I said it probably 5 times in this video, I'll say it again, I'm not a Square Enix fanboy, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan, but I love this game, I do love this game. I mean, a lot of the games give me headaches, so I was like, I ain't going to pre-order this, I'll probably feel, ill, or, something playing it. Why would I put myself through that? I'm not going to buy it. Square Enix, you ain't getting my money. Played this demo, and I pre-ordered the deluxe edition, do you know what I'm saying? So, it's just great, it's great, and Some people you could be, and very rightfully so, a bit like I don't know what the word is, pessimistic, or you could look, negatively and say, well, it should look good, and it should fight well, and it should be great because it's been in development for like 10 years, you know what I mean? And you could look very, very negatively or whatever at that. The way I look at it, and this is just me, is that this game probably went through some develop, get your words out, Matt, development hell, and they've come out with a fantastic product. I mean, and you have to take your hat off to Square Enix for doing that, because when a game is struggling and you can't get it out, and I'm not a developer, but you just look at Naughty Dog and all these big developers, they have a lot of pressure on. They don't want to delay their game 8-10 years, but this game gives me a lot of hope. Gives me a lot of hope for The Last Guardian, because if they can do it with so many delays, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, The Last Guardian can as well. This is my favourite area in the game. Simply, just look at the detail. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. And you play through this. I'm 19. It doesn't matter if you're 30, 40 years old. You're going to be playing through this, and you're going to feel like a kid. You know what I mean? Playing it, and that's not a bad thing. You're driving a truck and you're knocking over blocks and you're fighting these little blue dogs. I just think, to me, I just love the innocence of it. The bare, not bare basic, is but just going back to what we obviously love, when we were younger, we played games, I don't know, like Final Fantasy Crash and stuff, and we thought these were the most amazing games ever, and that's the kind of feeling I'm getting from this demo. I'm going to say this, and again, you're probably going to say, oh, here comes the PlayStation fanboy. You know what I mean? It probably is, but for me, I can't wait to play in VR with this. And I know it's not a full first-person Final Fantasy. You know what I'm saying? It won't be like that. But just that cinematic mode, with this game is just going to be simply incredible. Driving a truck. Do you know what I mean? Just lost in this world. 3D audio. Just look at me knock over these blocks. Glitched out the game a bit, but don't worry about that. But yeah, I just love that. No. Attention to detail. I love that. I think that was what changed this generation. A lot of people talk about, the graphics and the resolution and the frame rate, which are big things, but to me, it is the evolution of the game. You know what I mean? People say these games, and rightfully so, you've had open world hack and slash sort of games on the PS3. You know what I mean? But it's the evolution of the game. The taking Final Fantasy and then improving it. This game, no doubt, was probably going to be a turn-based game, which, again, I know probably people are going to hate me and say, oh, what, you don't talk about turn-based, you know what I mean? You're excited for Persona, what you talking about? So I understand, people are going to be a little bit frustrated or whatever about what I'm going to say, but I prefer this fight style. I really do. I love the action. I'm holding down a button and I'm really, fighting these creatures. I'm not waiting for them to attack and countering them and all that sort of stuff. I just love it. And yeah, as I say, guys, I'd love to say something bad about it. It's got loading screens or something, but literally, I had too much fun in this. And as you can see by the title and some of the stuff I've been posting on Twitter, the most fun I've had in a game in years, and possibly, I'm just saying, Uncharted fanboy here, you know what I mean, but possibly the game of the generation. I think it could be. Again, bear in mind Final Fantasy VII, if it has similar traits to this, use the fighting style of this and all that. But yeah, it's been M&M Gaming, guys, and as you can see, I'm very happy with this game. Have you tried it out? If not, do you have a PlayStation 4? If so, make sure you download it. You will not regret it, in my humble opinion. But as I say, guys, this has been M&M Gaming. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll catch you guys in a new video.